It was a seemingly mundane Tuesday evening when I decided to check my husband's phone while he was in the shower, my fingers scrolling through his messages out of a nagging intuition that had been building for weeks, only to stumble upon a chain of explicit texts and photos with his coworker, each one laced with his mocking comments about how clueless I was in these husband betrayal revenge stories. No way. He's been sneaking around and staying silent about it all this time, I thought to myself, my breath catching in my throat as the full scope of his deceit unfolded before my eyes like a nightmare I couldn't wake from. That devastating revelation, hidden behind my calm facade as I replaced the phone without a word, sparked a silent storm within me, transforming the raw agony of betrayal into a meticulously planned cold revenge that would dismantle his world piece by calculated piece, all while I maintained an eerie silence that unnerved him more than any confrontation ever could, in these husband betrayal revenge stories. Hold on tight, this husband betrayal revenge story is about the power of quiet fury, where staying silent becomes the loudest weapon of all. Hey folks, smash that like and subscribe for more chilling revenge tales. Dive into this husband betrayal revenge story that'll leave you breathless. Stick around for the silent storm. Comment, ever taken cold revenge silently? Let's dive in this husband betrayal silent revenge story. I'm Sophia, a 35-year-old interior designer in the heart of bustling New York City, where the skyscrapers tower like silent sentinels over the chaotic streets below, and the constant hum of traffic echoes the relentless pace of life that I've navigated with poise and creativity, transforming drab spaces into havens of beauty and comfort for clients who trust my vision implicitly. I've always been the quiet observer, the one who listens more than she speaks, pouring my energy into our cozy Brooklyn apartment filled with vintage finds and soft lighting that creates an illusion of warmth, while balancing a thriving career and our 5-year-old son Jack's endless curiosity about the world around him. My husband, Ethan. He was the outgoing architect with a laugh that could fill a room like sunlight breaking through clouds, always charming clients with his quick wit and coming home with stories of big projects that made our dinners feel like celebrations of our shared success. We'd been married 8 years, from whirlwind courtship in design school to building a life together, complete with weekend escapes to the Hamptons where we'd stroll hand in hand along the beach, waves crashing like promises of forever.
Sophia, you're my muse, life's designs are perfect with you,
he'd say, pulling me close under the stars, his voice smooth as the ocean breeze that carried our whispers away. But lately, his overtime at the firm had become suspiciously frequent, his phone guarded like a classified document, and his occasional smirks at private messages had started to chip away at the facade I'd chosen to ignore. That ordinary Tuesday evening, with Jack tucked in bed clutching his favorite stuffed bear and the city lights twinkling outside our window like distant stars mocking my naivety, Ethan hopped in the shower after a long day, leaving his phone on the nightstand. Out of a gut feeling that had been gnawing at me like a persistent whisper, I picked it up, unlocked, because we had nothing to hide, and scrolled through texts that painted a horrifying portrait, flirty exchanges with his assistant Lisa, plans for clandestine lunches, and cruel jokes about how easy it was to keep me in the dark. This can't be real. He's been cheating and staying silent about it right under my nose. I gasped internally, my breath shallow as I forwarded everything to my email without a sound. The room spun like a carousel of broken dreams, betrayal's chill seeping into my bones like winter fog rolling off the East River. When Ethan emerged, towel around his waist and that familiar grin on his face, I forced a smile, my silence a veil over the raging storm inside.
Hey babe, everything okay? You look a bit off.
He said casually, leaning in for a kiss that now felt like poison on my lips. I nodded, voice even as glass. Just tired from work, Ethan, nothing a good night's sleep won't fix. As he chuckled and turned away, oblivious to the shift, I knew my revenge would be cold, silent, and unforgettable, starting with building an airtight case while he slept soundly beside me. The next morning, as the city awoke with honking taxis and bustling sidewalks, I sipped coffee in silence, watching Ethan kiss Jack goodbye with that same deceptive warmth. Once alone, I called my sister Ava, my voice barely above a whisper over the line as the weight of last night's discovery pressed down like an invisible fog. Ava, Ethan's been cheating. Texts, plans, everything. He's betrayed me, and I stayed silent last night. Her sharp breath cut through.
Oh my God, Sophia, that scumbag. I'm driving over now. We'll plan a cold revenge that'll make him regret every lie.
As Ava arrived, coffee in hand and determination etched on her face like a warrior's mask, we began unraveling the threads of his deceit in long, hushed conversations that stretched into the afternoon. Ava's presence turned our sunlit living room into a covert operations hub, laptops whirring and printers humming as we meticulously gathered digital footprints under the guise of everyday routine, the aroma of fresh brewed coffee mingling with the tension that hung heavy in the air like unsaid accusations waiting to be unleashed.
Sophia, stay silent for now. Document everything. Bank logs, social media, even his work emails if we can hack them ethically.
I agreed, my fingers steady on the keyboard despite the inner turmoil. You're right, Ava, his betrayal demands a cold response. My silence will be the frost that cracks his foundation. We delved deeper, tracing transfers to Lisa for expensive gifts, recovering deleted photos from cloud backups, and noting patterns of his business trips that aligned with hotel bookings. Ah, look at this. He's been using our joint card for their spa days while telling me we're saving for Jack's college. Next, we involved my brother Max, a cybersecurity expert with a knack for uncovering digital ghosts, his voice calm but firm over a secure video call that felt like plotting in a spy thriller.
Sis, this isn't just cheating. It's fraud. I'll run traces on his devices remotely. See if there's more hidden in the shadows.
His findings flooded in, secret email accounts, financial discrepancies at his job, and voicemails where he laughed about dodging the wife. Oh my God, Max, this is damning, proof of his double life that's colder than ice. Friends were enlisted discreetly, my colleague Nina, a financial planner with sharp analytical skills.
Sophia, let's audit your finances quietly, freeze what you can without alerting him. Protect Jack's future before he squanders more.
And therapist Dr. Reyes, her office a sanctuary of soft lighting and calming scents where sessions began with deep breaths to steady the rage.
Silence is your power now, Sophia. Channel the hurt into strategic healing. Let cold revenge be your graceful exit.
Sessions unpacked the mockery. He laughed at our vows. Dr. Reyes, how do I stay silent without exploding? She guided with empathy.
Use that energy for empowerment. Volunteer. Create. Let grace be the chill that freezes his world.
The network expanded. Anonymous reports to his firm's ethics line about suspicious expenses.
If they investigate, his career's sunk.
Ava whispered as we hit submit, pulses racing. Therapy intensified, journaling rage into plans. These words are my silent arsenal. Volunteering at a women's empowerment center added layers.
Your quiet strength motivates us all.
A participant said. Ethan grew suspicious, confronting.
Sophia, why so quiet lately? You plotting something behind my back?
I smiled enigmatically. Just reflecting, Ethan, silence speaks volumes sometimes. Tensions iced over as my silent plan advanced, Ethan's facade cracking like frost on glass under mounting pressure. Firm audits loomed, his boss questioning discrepancies.
Sophia, are you stirring trouble? Anonymous complaints about my ethics.
He accused one frigid night, voice sharp as icicles. I met his eyes coolly, silence my shield. Your secrets are thawing, Ethan, perhaps it's time they melt away. He paced furiously.
You're too quiet, this silence is killing me. What are you hiding?
Jack overheard whispers. Drama simmered, Ethan pleading.
Please, Sophia, break the silence. Let's fix this before it's too late.
I held firm. Silence is my choice, Ethan, your betrayal earned it. Therapy erupted, buried rage surfacing like geothermal vents. His silent deceit while I suffered, I want him frozen out. Dr. Reyes pushed.
Harness the chill. Let cold revenge crystallize your strength.
Art sessions became blizzards, sculptures shattered in fury. This ice represents his heart, my revenge shatters it. Volunteering dramatic, members melt down amid similar silence.
He stayed silent about his affairs. I feel invisible.
I intervened. My silence is power, use it for your cold revenge. Hotline crises peaked, silence's weight crushing.
Your quiet grace thawed my isolation.
Ethan's empire frosted, suspension at work, friends distancing.
Sophia, your silence is torture, talk to me.
I responded chillingly. Silence is golden, Ethan, yours taught me that. Divorce filing loomed, tensions glacial like Arctic winds. The climax froze in divorce court, the room chilled with anticipation as if winter had descended early, spectators holding breaths like fragile icicles waiting to shatter under the weight of revelations that had been building silently for months. The judge's gavel poised like a hammer on brittle glass. Ethan sat shivering, lawyer fumbling defenses.
This silence is her weapon, she's frozen me out without a word.
My attorney struck like an avalanche.
See the betrayal, affair, fraud, the cold mockery in texts that chilled their marriage to the core.
I testified, voice echoing like wine through an empty hall. Your silent deceit while I suffered in quiet agony demands this cold justice. He interrupted desperately, voice cracking like ice under pressure.
Sophia, break the silence, I beg you. Don't let this revenge destroy us both.
Judge hammered for order, the sound reverberating like a crack in a frozen lake spreading inevitably toward collapse.
Evidence of betrayal is irrefutable. Ruling favors the plaintiff.
Ethan collapsed sobbing, the courtroom gasping as his world shattered like a mirror dropped on marble.
Your cold silence ended me, forgive my storm.
Assets divided harshly, custody threatened, fraud charges pending amid flashes of media cameras outside.
Justice thaws the silence.
Attorney cheered. Ethan begged in the hall.
Sophia, your revenge is unforgettable mercy.
I walked away. Your betrayal birthed this cold, now feel its bite. With his life in icy ruins, my thaw surged dramatically, like spring melting winter's grip in a rush of floods and blooms. But the journey twisted with lingering frosts that threatened to refreeze my progress at every turn. Therapy with Dr. Ellis became glacial battles, sessions unleashing buried blizzards of emotion that howled through the room like Arctic winds stripping bare the soul. His silent betrayal while I stayed mute in pain. How do I melt this ice encasing my heart? Dr. Ellis delved with probing warmth.
Through creative outlets and purposeful acts, let the cold revenge evolve into a thaw of grace and renewal.
Breakthroughs avalanched. One session, I shattered a frozen sculpture symbolizing his deceit, shards flying across the room like accusations finally released from silence's grip. This cold revenge has frozen me too, time to shatter and rebuild. Dr. Ellis guided through the debris.
Harness the drama. Volunteering will warm your purpose.
Volunteering at a silent abuse center intensified dramatically. Leading groups where echoes of betrayal triggered chain reactions of breakdowns. One member's crisis peaking amid revelations of similar silent sufferings that built like pressure under ice until it cracked explosively.
He stayed silent about his affairs. Laughing inside, I feel trapped in ice.
I intervened amid the emotional blizzard. My silent cold revenge destroyed him, yours can thaw your chains too. Hotline emergencies surged, lives hanging by threads as confessions poured like melting glaciers, flooding the room with raw vulnerability that demanded immediate action to prevent total collapse.
Your graceful silence inspired my thaw.
Survivors wept in gratitude. Art studios turned into tempests, sessions where palettes mixed fury with renewal, exhibitions looming with nerves taut as bowstrings ready to snap under the weight of public exposure. This series captures silent betrayal, my unforgettable cold revenge laid bare. Opening night pulsed with electricity, crowd murmuring turned to gasps as pieces unveiled, bids escalating amid whispers building to roars of acclaim that echoed through the gallery like thunder rolling over a frozen landscape finally cracking under spring's insistent warmth.
Your work chills then melts the soul, betrayal's ultimate exposure. A critic raved amid flashing cameras.
Proceeds flooded anti-betrayal causes, turning personal frost to communal spring. Silence's power multiplies. Ethan's desperate intrusion, disgraced, cornered by media, pleading amid the crowd's hush.
Sophia, your cold revenge left me in ruins. End this silence. Forgive.
Confrontation peaked, long-suppressed words tumbling out in a torrent that flooded the space with raw emotion. The gallery's elegant atmosphere shattering like ice under a hammer as onlookers gasped in unison, cameras capturing every anguished expression and whispered plea. Your silent betrayal while I suffered in quiet devastation demands no forgiveness, feel the full freeze of your actions now. He collapsed amid sobs, the crowd parting like melting snow as security dragged him away.
Your grace and silence destroys utterly.
Closure avalanched, applause thundering like validation's roar. Reclamation culminated epically, book on silent revenge published, launch with ovations and threats from Ethan's remnants. From his silent deceit to my unforgettable thaw. Dating reborn amid drama, a suitor's echo of silence, revelation crashing like glaciers calving into the sea. Not this silence again, my grace detects the chill. Life's dramatic thaw resolved in radiant, unbreakable warmth. If this chilled you, thumbs up and subscribe. Share your silent revenge, where from? Hit the bell. Seek cold justice, resources below. This story's fictional, inspired by silent triumphs. Thanks, thaw on. Peace.